Hi, boys. Mom here. Listen, do you know that carrot juice that you guys love to drink but don't know how it's made? Well, let me show you how it's done, okay? Because I see nobody wants to leave the video games to come and join me in the kitchen. When you start having that fetish and you just want some carrot juice and you started wondering, I wonder how mom did it. Well, this is how I've done it, okay? So I just get some organic carrots and some peanuts. And then I am going to flavor it up with some nutmeg, some vanilla extract, and some honey. All right, so let me get going on this. So first, guys, you get your peanuts and you deshell them and you remove the peanuts from the shell. This is a tedious process, but if you work efficiently, you can get through it very quickly. So you just use your thumb, you crack the shell, kind of rip it apart and remove the peanuts from the shell. Very, very easy, boys. Very easy. Okay, boys, so I'm all done here deshelling my peanuts, and there's quite a bit in here. So the next step is I'm just going to move on to my carrots and I'm going to peel them. I'm going to peel them and clean them up as much as I can. This one has a little split in it, so it's not a big deal. From time to time, you'll find them where there's a little split on the inside, but you just have to kind of cut it away. See? Good morning, Mark. So as I'm peeling the carrots, guys, I am actually removing the tip as well. Alright, you don't want this part or this part. You don't want to blend that in your juice, okay? So just go ahead and get the knife and just cut the tip right off. And just put that aside. See, you guys are going to appreciate me in the long run. See, when you have your families, you become a husband, and your body needs good nutrition, so you can keep up with your marital duties. Things like this is what you need to drink. Okay? So if you married your wife and your wife don't know how to make anything, at least you can say, I have shown you how to make something, right? Because as much as you guys don't like to join me in the kitchen, I know that one day you will put all that you have seen into practice. Okay. All right, now so I'm done peeling these carrots, so the next step is just to wash them up, okay? And I'm also going to wash up my peanuts, and then in the meantime, I'm going to put just a little bit of boiling water on the stove or in my kettle, more likely my kettle, get that boiling, because as I am blending this, I will pour some a little bit of boiling water, just kind of, it helps the process as it's blending. Okie dokie. Okay, guys, simple process. Just rinse off your carrots. That's done. Now let's drain. Okay. Now I'm just gonna rinse off my peanuts. It's also not a bad idea to let your peanuts soak overnight in water, and what that does, it helps to remove that little sort of membrane on the outside, that little covering. It's not a bad idea to do that, but You don't have to. It's not a big deal. Hopefully you can see what I'm talking about. The little skin that covers the peanut. It's sort of it's brown. You can actually peel it off as well. So if you soak it in water, it's easier to remove. But it's not a big deal to have it on there, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to strain it. So I've already boiled my water. I've washed my carrots and my peanuts. I gave you some pointers as far as removing that little, what do you call it? The skin? It's not a skin, but it's like the membrane on the outside of the peanut. I was telling you that if you soak it in water, then you can easily remove that, but it's not a big deal. When you remove it, this is what it will look like, and but it's not a big deal. So I'm going to move on from that, and I'm getting ready to juice your carrots. You do have the option to blend it, but juicing it is better because you get all of that richness out of the carrots when you juice. All right, so let's get started. All right, so this is how much I got. It is so rich. Oh, and so now the next step is to decide what I want to do with all of this right here. After I've blended the carrots, what am I going to do with it? Well, I'm not going to waste it. I'm just going to dump it into my blender, add some water, and blend that out. Okay, but I'll just put this aside for right now, and let's swap place with the blender. I'm just going to pour my peanuts inside. Add in just a little bit of boiling water, not too much because it builds up pressure as it's blending. Okay, so now because I have boiling water in here, boys, I'm just gonna crack this just a little bit so that the steam can escape as it's blended, okay? I'm gonna start off on low. It looks and smells amazing. Now I'm just going to add in a little bit more boiling water, not too much. And you're probably wondering, why am I using boiling water? And that's because it kind of cooks it, you know, and makes it easier to blend. So just remember, because I'm using boiling water, just open up the little funnel right here. You don't want to close it because I'm using boiling water, and as it's blending, it will be building up a lot of pressure. You don't want pressure being built up in your blender, so just crack it so that it has the steam as a way of escaping. Alright guys, this looks good. So what I'm going to do is to just pour this out. Let me just remove the blade. Put that aside. Okay, let's pour this out. All right, so it's all blended. I'm gonna squeeze out as much of the juice as I can. All right, so the juice is extracted. It's good. Looking good. Looking good. All right, so all of this that I have here, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to put that back into my blender. Let me first add my blade. Then this goes right back into my blender. So this is what it looks like. Nice, creamy, and rich. I'm going to put that aside. Now, so I'm going to get the shreds from my carrot that I juiced earlier. I'm also going to put that into my blender. Okay, so that's all done. So I have here a bottle of water. I'm just going to pour that into my blender. Let's blend this again. All right, so next step is I just get a container here, and the juice that I juiced earlier from my carrots, I'm going to pour it in here, but I'm going to give it another strain just in case there's any residue lingering below. And there's always some kind of residue lingering around somewhere. This is so rich. Very, very rich. Okay, that is done. All right, so that is done, and now I shall strain in my peanut milk. And that's all there is to it. So far it's looking very rich, and look at the color. Right. Now I'll put this aside. Okay, now I'm getting my container that I was using earlier, and I'm going to strain this out. Okay boys, so this is all done. The next thing is to strain. Okay boys, that's it. It's very easy to make. That's all there is to it. This is it, really. If you want more out of it, I would just recommend that you blend a lot more carrots. I only blended about a small bag of carrot. Usually I blend the large bags, but today I blended a small bag of carrots, and this is what I got out of it. So the next thing is to sweeten. I'm going to add in a little bit of nutmeg. Don't ask me the measurement. It's less than a teaspoon, okay? You know that I don't measure anything. My mama never measured anything. My grandmother never measured anything. And I'm going to say that our ancestors never measured anything. So guess what? I don't measure a thing, okay? So I just add in a little bit of ground nutmeg, and now I'm just going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract. And sweeten with some honey. See, the honey helps to give it that nice rich flavor. You see, as Jamaicans, we usually like to make it with condensed milk, but sometimes you have to cut out the condensed milk and find a more healthier option. So with that being said, I am using the peanut milk and the honey, and that, of course, you know, will help to boost the flavor of this carrot juice. There we go. All done. All right, boys, so it is all done here. I've added in my honey. You can also add some sugar if you want to. You don't always have to use honey. Whatever the sweetener you want to use, go ahead with it. I just actually just added in a little bit of sugar because I ran out of honey. And, you know, if you can taste it as well, just to make sure that the flavor is where you want to be. If you feel like you need to add in a little bit more nutmeg, just go ahead and do that, you know. I'm just going to add in here a little bit more vanilla extract. Stir this up. I've already tasted, and it is, the sweetness is at the level where I want it to be. Alright boys, so there you go. I'm just going to pour a little on here over this cup of ice. And enjoy. It is so good. So now you know how to make your own carrot juice when you're ready. Love you boys. Bye bye.